Hey, my name is Jack Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. We've got the new inflation data out and it's not good news, unfortunately. The markets are already reacting to this and we've got an update in this video on how many interest rate cuts we're now expecting for the rest of the year. Hint, it's not good news as you could expect. Why is this so wrong? And why am I frustrated about this inflation data? I'm going to go into a bit of detail on that as well. Now, if you're new around here, we've got new property content every single day. We talk house prices, we talk interest rates, we talk about investing in property and much, much more. So while you're here, make sure you subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We're a smidge away from 42,000 subscribers. If you have a look around this video, you'll see we need about 50 more to get there. And let's get some views on this particular video. How do we do that, you ask? Simple. Smash like, tickle like, do something to the like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm and really has helped the channel grow recently. So thanks to everybody that does that. So the inflation data came out this morning and it isn't good reading at all. In fact, inflation is now back at a year high. So it hasn't been this high for over 12 months and we're back with rising inflation and it's gone up quite considerably this month, which is something we do need to keep an eye on, because if inflation goes up even more and continues to rise, there's a real threat that the Bank of England could increase rates. And that's not good. That isn't going to help anyone that's got a mortgage or a property, particularly when the property market is slowing down at the moment. You see, we've done some videos this week where we've talked about lots of additional listings are now hitting the market and there aren't buyers to match up with that. And so if rates don't drop, potentially those house prices might need to go down in order to get a sale. So what are we at with inflation? Well, last month we were at 2.6% and we've gone up to 3.5%. 3.5%. That's going to start hitting people really, really hard. The expectation was that it would be 3.3%. So it's quite a big jump. What's caused that jump? Let's have a look at the key factors here. Water rates, they just on their own are up on average 26%, which is bonkers. Gas, electric and airfares have all increased from April. So water is frustrating because they're all private companies and they're all badly managed. And since the water companies went private, barely any of them have done anything to improve the state of the water network. We're not building reservoirs. Where I live, last week, I recall having a shower and there was barely any water coming out. So we have a local Facebook group and I had a look on that and lots of people were saying the same thing. The water pressure was low because we've had a little bit of hot weather. It hasn't been crazy hot. It has been hotter than normal for sure, but already we've had a water shortage where we live that has meant the water pressure had to drop. Not great. And so if you're a private company, what incentive have you got to build reservoirs and maintain the network? You want to make maximum profits and they're not even doing that. They're not even making profit. They're losing a fortune, which is crazy. So I think that could be one thing that could be better back under government control. Build reservoirs and build stuff that helps the water run properly. Gas and electric. Now, energy. So this is supply side inflation. And this has been where the inflation has been causing major problems for a while. It's frustrating for a lot of people because oil prices are really low at the moment, but your energy costs are going up significantly. And that's because these companies buy ahead of time. And so they bought at a higher price, even though today these things are lower. So you'd hope that now we've got lower energy costs, as in the gas and the petrol and stuff like that is cheaper, that they would store some. but we don't have enough storage in the country. We should be buying it when it is cheaper to bring costs down for people. And the green levy means your bill goes up by 10% for that kind of stuff as well. So these things really are grinding me at the moment because they're not in your control. So inflation is going up, but you can't control how well the water companies are managed. You can't control the price that they buy gas at, or that they buy or generate electric at. These are things that are out of your control. Now, the interest rates go up to stop you spending, but we're not excessively spending at the moment. We're on the verge of a recession. They fudge some numbers to bring the GDP up, so we're not officially in a recession, but people haven't been overspending for years. Go to look at a restaurant, go to look at cinemas that are going bankrupt, go to the shops and have a look at people. Are they carrying excess bags and purchases? They're not at the moment. People don't have lots of money, and that shows in the fact that companies like Klarna are allowing people to buy a takeaway on finance, which is bonkers. So this is frustrating. Airfares are brought into the figures, but look, you don't have to go on holiday. If you can't afford it, then you won't. So the markets have already reacted to this, and they're saying now the predictions are one interest rate cut now for the rest of the year. This stuff's changing so quick. A few weeks ago, Barclays was saying 3 more cuts by September, meaning 4 cuts this year. Now they're saying we've had 1 and we'd be lucky to get 1 more. Inflation is still expected to go up even more. It's going to peak supposedly at 3.7% by September, and then it will start going down. The things that you've got to keep an eye on, and this is more where I'm going to be a bit more frustrated here, service inflation. We are a service economy. That's gone up to 5.4%. Now, why has that? What's that been attributed to? The national insurance increase. So Labour increased national insurance, the cost of employing someone on a small business, and that has meant that businesses have had to put their price up. Think of hair salons, restaurants, any solicitor, any service, so many services in this country, and the cost of employment has gone up. So of course that gets passed on in price increases. Maybe they could have waited to do that national insurance increase until the inflation was behind us in 6 months or a year from now, when things were a little bit more under control. But they've done that, and it's brought back inflation just as economists said it would. And core inflation, which strips out the volatile stuff like the gas and electric, that's gone up massively as well, 3.4% to 3.8%. So look, it's a mess. All of this inflation stuff, none of it is your fault and none of it is my fault. And that often is the case. Sometimes people get excited, they're spending lots on credit cards as we've had previously, but that hasn't happened in this bout of inflation. It's all service side, or because of things that the government have done. We had an increase in inflation last year where they increased the cost of alcohol. Like, just wait, do that stuff when the economy is doing a bit better. And I just don't get this. It's really frustrating. And so this means that mortgage rates are less likely to come down as quickly as we were hoping or as we're expecting, and that hits people really, really hard. And so you're artificially keeping these rates high. I think the Bank of England should bring them down, and I don't think it's going to cause some sort of spending spree and cause inflation. I think people are looking to try and save money if they can right now. I don't think you're going to get people excessively spending this Christmas. I think it's going to be a real batten down your hatches. What do you think? I'm frustrated with this one. I think all of this stuff is totally unnecessary. I think the government haven't done anything. And I'm not talking just about Labour. I'm talking about the Conservatives when they were in power as well, when we had this high inflation. I think neither party has any policy that is doing anything that's bringing down inflation. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, not good. Smash the like button. Anyway, That will cheer me up a little bit and hopefully get some more views on the video, because I think it's important people know about this stuff. Share the video and do check out all the other content as well on the channel, including this video right here.